today we're heading to Japan. I am City3XDR and I am joined by Cameron today, aka Toxic Tomato.
Hello.
And as we're loading in to quali, I'll take a quick rundown of the standings. We have Trap Formula leading away with 74 points after his fourth win of the season last week. 20 points behind, we have TNR Langfield. Before 2 points behind him, we have Patuka 16. Then in fourth place, 10 points behind Patuka, we have Mr. B-Boy Worm. Then in fifth, we have CPI Davidek, who's been on a charge since he joined late in the season in round 5 with 3 podiums in a row. Then in sixth place, Bowers on 27 points, before we have Huberto Mancini in 7th with 25, Chibuk in 8th with 24, then 23 points for TRT Ralkio in 9th, and Sam T in 10th with 18 points. And with 3 rounds to go, Cameron, what do we make out of a 20 points lead for Trap Formula? Any possibility to be caught by the others?
Well, I mean, at the minute he is in prime position to take the championship. Obviously, well, if he DNFs and then others behind can pick up points. But I mean, yeah, I'd say right now Trap Formula is in prime position to take the championship.
I couldn't agree more on that. He's he's been on a charge this season, as I said, 4 wins this season. Except for those 4 wins, he has won 3rd place in Belgium, then he had a DNF in round 1 in Bahrain, and a DNS in France. So, finished every race he's finished on the podium.
It's not a bad record.
Not at all. Not one record we would be doing at the moment. AK washed up for you and just bad for me.
No comment.
However, though, Japan today, so I'm not completely sure about the strategies people are doing here, but I believe it is soft mediums or the other way around, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, easy soft. Well, not easy, but I mean, we might see a few people pit a bit early and go on the hards, but I mean, I'd definitely be going for soft medium. Hards are awful on this track.
Ooh, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I would not be touching those hards unless I really had to, and I mean, in that case, really had to would mean wing damage on lap 1 or something.
Yeah.
But even then, I think the hards is just too bad that like you might even get better off with a 2-stop than actually using the hards.
Yeah, I think I'd have to agree. I think double soft stint instead of a hard stint would be much better. Just the hards have no pace and it's not a good race tyre at all.
They really aren't. But we have Headshot Lessie on his first lap of the day, going through this long right-hander in turn 1, then going into this quite nice S section, I would say, to be honest, Cameron.
Yeah, very nice and flowing these S section, then swooping up into the left, which is another very good one. Very tricky on traction though, if you get the power down too early, then you most likely will end up spinning.
Yeah, it is a bit tricky. Like you can actually lose the back end if you take it flat out. However, it is doable to take it flat out as well. And talking about that, looks like an Alfa Romeo have actually done that. Nonetheless, though, Headshot Lessie in the second sector now, heading towards Spoon Corner, also very nice and probably one of my favorite corners on this track. You have that early braking zone, and then you kind of speed up a little bit for the second part, and before you have to slow down a little again, and then get on the power in the right time for this straight. That is still not a DRS straight, surprisingly enough. Then
yeah, it's a little bit weird.
And I mean, it could have been DRS there, in my opinion. Then through the
Yeah,
Casio triangle, and as we saw, you can take a lot of the inside curb in that chicane before Headshot Lessie puts up a 1:26.7. for the first lap today. Next driver should be Keys F1 on the mediums though, so it'll be interesting, and
Oh, it's not a bad lap.
doesn't seem bad at all, especially considering the tires. Marut takes provisional pole. Then I believe Bowers is coming over the line now to put himself in 4th.
Langfield's gone pole.
Well done by my fellow TNR driver. As Davidek is not on the lap. Trap Formula is though heading through Spoon Curve right now. The championship leader with a 20-point advantage to Langfield, and then actually Petuka right behind Langfield, and he takes provisional. However, I see a purple sector that I'm not sure if I can trust, but nonetheless, Trap Formula through the Cassier triangle and out of the final corner. And I don't know about you, Cameron, but I kind of missed that bump we had there. As Trap really takes the commanding provisional pole here with 6/10 advantage to Petuka.
That's a big gap, especially right at the start of quali.
That's a big gap, and I'm not too sure if Petuka can manage to even find 6 more tenths in his lap unless he did any big mistakes. Nonetheless, following P. Suarez now, who's been absent for the last few weeks but had a good outing in France when I first returned for comms in PSGL. So let's see what he does then out on the medium tires though. And I don't know, Cameron, it seems a bit strange to try and quali on mediums there. I mean, it's not that big of an advantage to go alternate strat here, I believe.
Yeah, I don't think the alt strat is that good unless you have a late safety car. I mean, I think everyone will eventually be going on a set of softs. Maybe they're just setting a delta so they know what the times are.
Possibly, as we can see that Suarez goes over the line with a 1:27.2, which is last among everyone who's set a proper lap. Obviously, Sam T has a lap there, but I doubt that that 1:52 is really representative for what he can do. I surely hope it isn't. As we don't exactly have anyone on lap now, do we? We have Davidek who's gone out though.
And Headshot. There's also more drivers coming out now.
Indeed, and well, with us being in the last 11 minutes of quali, we should really see most people getting out for their second lap. At the moment though, with nobody on a lap, Cameron, what would you say are the best overtaking spots on this track for the drivers?
Well, down on the DRS straight into turn 1, that's probably one of your better ones. So you can manage to use a lot of your overtake. Depends really. Like, Suzuka isn't, well, for me personally, like, it's not one of the best overtaking tracks. Just into turn 1, but there are there are some overtaking opportunities, like into the hairpin. Through 130R, so
it's mainly those 3 places, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say your best bets is probably down to turn 1 with DRS.
I do have to agree with you there. However, with turn 1 being such a high-speed corner at the same time, it's not the easiest place to still overtake. As with the inside line, you give the guy on the outside the chance to carry more speed than you, and at the outside line you run the risk of being pushed a little too wide or just drifting a little too wide yourself. So
yeah,
Nonetheless, though, we'll follow Davidek on his lap here as he's heading in towards the hairpin now. A hairpin which I find strangely difficult on traction sometimes.
It's a weird one because even if you swoop into it, it's still really hard to get a throttle down. He did have a purple first sector, did Davidek. Lap hasn't looked too bad either, other than the hairpin with little mistake. Very fine lines in there. Pushing to the absolute limit is Davidek. Second sector split. Oh, I think he's a bit down on what the pole time is.
I'm a little unsure, but nonetheless, through the Casio triangle takes a lot of curb there. You can actually lose quite a lot more time than you think you would there. And it's a 26-1, and it is second, but it is still 4/10 off trap formula though.
Petsuka's round.
He is indeed. And let's see, Langfield is not on the lap. Marut should be on the lap, and he should be improving as well. So let's see him overline then. It's gonna be a 1:26.2. Puts him in third place.
Strong's very close other than Trap. Trap seems to be in a league of his own.
Trap seems to be a little by himself right now. The last few weeks have really been... Davidek has been good the last few weeks as well though, but right now he seems like he's a little bit off Trap. Or it could change for the race for that matter.
I think Trap's on another lap. I don't know if he did do another lap on these softs, but he's definitely on another lap.
Well, before we take him, we're gonna take Cole Snick here as he's heading in towards the Casio triangle. Then over the line, he's gonna do a 1:26.5, so it's a 3.5 improvement. Doesn't get him up that much further. What about Trap though? Oh, I believe I saw Trap was almost 3/10 up there.
Yes, you are correct.
So it's going to be a banger as he crosses line to do 1:25.4. And with that, I kind of dare to say that nobody's going to even challenge that at this point.
Yeah, different league at the minute.
As Koznick, I believe, has crashed out on his in lap.
Yeah, that's at where's the Alfa Romeo?
In the Dunlop curve.
Oh, he's upside down.
Unlucky.
Well, mighty crash.
Well, that puts an early end to his quali then. I don't know, I didn't really see where Sam T crashed out, or if he just retired, for that matter. But two people out in quali then, and Jay Carty still the only driver to not have put up a lap so far. However, he's going through the Casio triangle now and will finish his first lap, and it's going to be a 1:27 flat, and I think there should be time in that lap for him.
I didn't see it, but yeah, I think Jay Carty is a driver who certainly does have pace when he's on it, so we'll see about his last run.
And right now we have no drivers on a lap again. We have a couple on out laps though, and P. Suarez starting his lap now, so we can follow him as he's back on the soft tires now, going through turn 1, trying to carry a lot of speed, a little unsteady on the exit there before he goes into this very flowing S section. However, it might be flowing, but a small mistake and you're out of it for the whole section as well.
Oh!
And that's exactly what we talked about earlier, Cameron.
Yeah, like we said, very hard to keep the throttle in. Gotta have bigger corners, but yeah, obviously Paco Suarez a bit too bold in there.
Had the cojones, but didn't have the skills in that particular moment.
He should have enough time to do another lap. I'd like to get in and do another lap, but yeah, I think 14th of the minute for him isn't what he wants. I think he's composed himself a bit more.
Indeed, as Mr. B-Boy Worm has actually invalidated, so he's not on the lap either. I believe the first driver we will have on the lap now then would be Bowers. Or where is Patuka? No, it will be Bowers, yeah. As he is heading to start this lap. Will you take him on that lap, Cameron?
Yes, I will. So, yeah, good speed down the straight, coming into turn 1 on a break just after the curve ends on the right hand side. Nicely does it through there, gets traction down as well, lovely on the exit. Through the fast S's, 1, 2, nicely does it. There's Bowers, yeah, nicely through here, braking just as the curve starts, then turning where that patch is. You want to keep it as much as full throttle as you can, run it right out to the edge to get the best line. Second split, he's 2.5 times up. Oh, he's lost it.
Oh, and that's...
Good save.
Yeah, but that's a strange place to lose it, though.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened. It looked as if it was all fine, and then car just went away from him. Yeah, very weird one. Looks as if it looks as if he was running ballast.
Back to 2017 on 11 ballast. Let's see, Patuka then through turn 1, then into the S section, trying to keep it in a fairly high gear here, through with 7th and 6th gear so far. Still keeping it, going down to 5th gear now, then through this Dunlop curve. We saw Patuka in the gravel there earlier, but so far going well. Then into Degner 1, where you can see him taking a little bit of grass on the left-hand side to try and get as good of a line as possible. And it seems like he has a purple first sector before he heads into the hairpin here, where he's going to try to really get that traction down in 2nd gear. That is a little bit strange in my opinion, Cameron. Wouldn't it be more beneficial to short shift up to 3rd there?
Well, maybe we're doing something wrong. Not as if it
well,
took
to be
quite
fair,
well, actually.
You do have a point there. Maybe we're doing something wrong.
Yeah, but I think I'd surely be using 3rd. Obviously, Patuka is working in 2nd.
Well, his gearing has been a little strange for my liking on this lap, but you never know. We'll see what his lap is before we judge it completely as he goes through the Casio triangle here and out of the final corner to do a 1:25.9. Maybe we are doing something wrong. And talking about taking provisional 2nd, Davidek coming through the final corner here. It looked like he was a little bit up on his time, and it's a 1, and it is just ahead of Patuka. As Headshot Lessie is also going through Degner 1 now and diving into Degner 2, then up towards the hairpin.
And he's backed off.
And he's backed off indeed.
I could be wrong, but I think Trap Formula will be the one to start lap next, unless anyone else is on a lap.
Keys is on a lap. He's in the S section right now, heading into Dunlop curve, looking like he's having a nice line here. Little cautious on top of the hill there, and takes a little grass there before heading into Degner 2, then up into the hairpin. Small lock up, going maybe a bit deep there, but still looking like he's getting a good exit before this strange place where it looks like a lot of people are using a lot more ERS than you would suspect in races often.
Yeah.
As P. Suarez is finished in quali, and it looks like he has crashed out in turn 3.
Strange place. Actually, to be fair, maybe not. Maybe he's got a bit up on the curve and has sent him the other way.
Most likely, indeed. However, Keys F1 going over the line to take a 1:26 flat, which puts him in 4th.
think
And
Langfell is the only one. Actually, maybe Jay Carty's also on the
Jay
lap.
Carty.
He looks like he's up by quite a bit. Yeah,
He's
4 tenths.
up by 4 tenths, however, by my calculations. He should still be quite far off Trap, however. There is a big gap between Trap and the others. So let's see then. Going towards the line, it's gonna be a 1:27.2, and he was down in the end actually. And Langfield has invalidated, I believe.
Yeah, last corner. Oh.
What about
Wouldn't
Trap
have
goes
changed
into
it anyway.
pit, Marut has aborted. And with that, I believe that is everybody finished in quality then, Cameron. And
Yeah.
first impression, Trap Formula dominant.
Get Trap Formula out and we've got a very competitive grid.
I'm not gonna lie. I hope Davidek and Petuka and Keys and the others can challenge a little more in race, because in quali here Trap looks very dominant right now, and obviously that's a little bit of a shame for us.
Yeah, but well, as I said, he's been on form the last race. He's finishing in the podium every time. So maybe he's just outright quicker. But as I said, hopefully Dawazek can find something in quali. In quali, we've already had quali in the race.
Hopefully, yeah. But with that, we have Trap Formula on pole position after setting a 1:25.418 in quali. 5.5 tenths ahead of CPI Davidek in second. Then we have Petuka in third before we have Keys F1 in fourth. Marut in fifth. Headshot Lessie in sixth. Langfield second in the championship, looking like he's going to have a bit of a struggle today to catch up to Trap Formula. Kolsnik in F in 8th, then we have Mr. B-Boy Worm in 9th, Jibuk in 10th to round up. Everyone inside the top 10. Outside of the top 10, Huberto Mancini in 11th, Bowers in 12th, Jay Carty in 13th, P. Suarez and Sam T rounding up the grid. And, well, I mean, the Alfa Romeo's not having a great day so far as well.
Yeah, poor day for Alfa Romeos. Not what they would have wanted, I think. Obviously, well, maybe it's all part of their plan. Maybe they're going for reverse strat, but I think, as we discussed at the start, reverse strat isn't really worth it around Japan. So,
well, I mean, in my experience, it's just better to be further up the grid in this on this track. It's a difficult track to pass on. Like you have a couple of places, like we mentioned, but still, it's like difficult overtakes, even those few places you have, unless you have a major pace advantage to the driver in front of you.
It'd be interesting what strategy they do. Obviously, I think it's only
Indeed.
medium soft, but yeah, I really don't know what they're going to do.
Well, I would say that I hope everyone outside of the top 10 goes for the mediums.
Oh dear.
If not, they give away their advantages. And, well, so far, Huberto Mancini, Jay Carty, Suarez and Sam T all going for mediums, but Bowers, though, he's going for hards.
Yeah, I think that's silly. Whether he's done it by mistake or it's silly. And the two Alfa Romeos have already collided each other. Things go from bad to worse.
On the formation lap, didn't even reach turn 1. Well,
well, hopefully this gives us some insight to the race.
Well, they're not gonna have a great start, that's for sure, because their tires are gonna be, well, cold. Very cold. However, though, Trap Formula after commanding qualifying, it's a decently long run down to turn 1 here. Well, not long, but it's long enough for somebody to pass you unless you have a at least decent start.
Yeah, well, I mean, if Dowdek gets a good start, then hopefully... Oh, Transformer locks up, I don't know what he's doing there. Yeah, if Dowdek gets a good start, then hopefully we'll have a big fight between him, Trap and Patuka. Chance of that happening, I don't really know, because Trap's on it today.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, Davidek, he's been quick the previous last races, but but today Trap seems a little bit too quick for everyone. But you know how it is sometimes, though. Sometimes people are just way quicker than everybody in quali, but they don't really seem to be that much quicker in the race.
Oh.
So,
well, I'll tell you something. Kolsnik's not going to have a good start. He's got gravel on his tyres.
oh,
He's
unlucky.
just spun up the final corner. Yep. He's going to have a very poor start. Oh, that's not what you wanted at all.
If you can have a look at the back of the grid during the start, Cameron, and catch up any incidents or any spinning Alfa Romeos. I mean, they have cold tires, so they wouldn't surprise me at this point. As we have 3, 4, 5 red lights, and away we go, and it looks like the racing point of Patuka has gotten a good start as he's up on the outside of Davidek as he takes P2 away from Davidek. Keys also looking feisty on Davidek here, trying to take that P3 away from him as well. However, Davidek is fighting it and Keys is on the grass. And that is not going to make it easy as he's losing a lot of positions because of that. Langfield, on the other hand, has had a good start. He's up to 4th place right now.
Wow.
And Patuka staying with Trap right now, but Trap is really trying to pull away though. And look at this, Davidek struggling a bit now right now. Langfield right on his rear. Any big accidents happened at the back, Cameron?
There was a bit of contact with P. Suarez and Bowers. I don't really know what happened. I think P. Suarez was on the outside. I think he tried going around the outside, and I think they just come together. And yeah, he had to go onto the grass, and that's why Bowers is 8 seconds behind P. Suarez. But other than that, nothing really happened.
Interesting. Well, unlucky for both of them. I can see the timings there, and it's going to be difficult for Suarez being out of DRS as well. As now we get the timing glitches. That's always nice. However, I do believe Trap has already pulled Patuka out of DRS range, and Patuka has also pulled Davidek and the others out of DRS range as well.
Oh, it's crash, I think. I think I've just seen someone in the wall. Or have I? Well, Kolsnik's off.
That would
so
be
headshot
Lessie, I believe.
My timing. Oh, yeah, he spun again.
As the timings is really awesome.
Yeah, I was wondering who spun.
Oh, I believe Sam T, though, he's gone for the move on Jay Carty in the hairpin. He's made the move as well. Moved up into P8.
Lead medium runner now as well. Good effort from Sam.
Good effort indeed, and difficult to say how high up his net position can be at some point. But you can really see the top 4 though, really stretching it out between each other there.
Looks like Dowdek's managed to pick up the pace again.
It looks like it, however, can he get inside the DRS gap to Patuka though? And if he can, he might be dragging Langfield with him. Langfield, who needs a solid result here today to at least still be in the championship discussions. In the meantime, we have Keys further down the field in 9th as well, trying to find his way further up the field again after his first lap lawn mowing. A proper Valtteri Bottas. And look at this, Cameron. CPI Davidek, 9/10 behind Patuka now. He has managed to close that gap.
Yeah, Patuka's lost quite a bit this lap. Wonder if he's made a mistake.
It could be, however, I think it's just Trap just being quicker in general at this point. It's not like Davidek has been going slow on these last 2 laps now. He's really been pulling and almost managed to shake Langfield a few times. And behind Charles Langfield we can see that only Marut is keeping up.
Yeah, I mean the good thing for Davidek is he's got quite a lot of VRS. Obviously, I think everyone should have quite a bit, but it looks like he's got a decent amount more than Patuka, so...
I see Roberto Mancini is right on the back of his teammate now. I wonder if we'll see any team orders between the Mercedes soon.
I don't know. They've lost quite a bit to Samke. I think that, I don't know what's happened, but maybe they've allowed P. Suarez to catch up. I don't know, maybe they might want to switch.
Could be an idea. Let's see though, Davidek getting a little bit closer to Patuka again. In the meantime, Trap is just strolling around.
Yeah.
He just went on to lap 1 and never looked back. So far.
Well, I mean, late safety car, hopefully shape up some things, but yeah, like I said, Trap from quali, he's been on it, so I mean I wouldn't really expect no less from him. He's setting some good lap times as well. He's 4 or 5 times quicker than everyone a lap, so...
Oh, look at this though, Jibuk on his teammate into turn 1. He's gonna pull alongside, down the inside. And we can see his teammate, Mr. B-Boy Worm, going a little bit wide. And Jibuk takes that position and moves up into P6. As he's gonna now try to see if he can chase down the McLaren. Well, the McLarens and Ferrari ahead. And the Racing Point.
Coles nicks in. I think that's an early start, but considering he's spun, maybe not. Obviously, hards are not the best. Maybe hoping just for a safety car.
Gonna be a difficult race for him from here on out with those hards.
Yeah.
What about CPI Davidek though? He's getting closer and closer to Patuka in this section every lap now. Wonder if he's gonna try to look for a move at anytime soon. We can see that Langfield once again is barely managing to stay within DRS range. He's used quite a lot of ERS to stay there as well. And at the same time we can see that Keys is showing himself in Mr. B-Boy Worm's mirrors as well. He's looking like he wants to get past and into turn 1. I think we might see him trying. We can see Mr. B-Boy Worm going defensive after his teammate passing him on the inside last lap. But look at this though, Keys F1 having a much better exit there. However, you gotta have even a better exit than that to make anything happen into turn 2.
Yeah, it looks like Keys is the quicker of the two at the minute. So, I mean, he doesn't. He's already cost himself because he doesn't have a lot of ERS at all. Neither does Mr. B-Boy Win, but a lot more than what Keys does. So it's just you have to sit in there, maybe try and undercut. But yeah, not great for Keys in a minute.
Indeed. However, somebody in the front group here, or at least the group fighting for second, most of them have a decent amount of ERS, except for Langfjell and Patuka, who's they've used a fair share of ERS so far.
Yes. Oh, who is that? That's Kolsnikov. Yeah. Unfortunate. His race has gone from bad to worse.
Unlucky. Gotta have some of those races from time to time.
Tell me about
it. As we see Davidek, and I think Davidek is going for it now. You can see him closing down a lot on Patuka. However, he's just not closing down enough to go for the move there.
P. Suarez moves past Huber Mancini. Can move into turn 1. Let's see if P. Suarez can now...
Look at Mancini though. Almost looking for the move back.
Yeah.
P. Suarez, who's had a difficult opening stint so far, but with some clean air now, hopefully for his sake, he can manage to find some pace and catch a little on the people ahead.
Oh, he's bottled. Oh dear.
Well, by going out in the gravel, he's not going to catch.
Oh, and Kolsnik's out. I think he's crashed just before
the... it's a virtual.
Well, unfortunately, I won't be able... Well, I don't think we'll be able to see by the time Trap gets round. How will he crash there?
No, we won't, no. However, though, lap 7, could we see some of the soft runners try to exploit this safety car by pitting now? If it stays out for long enough?
I think it's very touch and go. I think lap 9 is what you want to be pitting around, so... I mean, well, Trap obviously seems to think that that's the right decision.
Patuka goes in, Davidek continues. He thinks it's too early, same with Langfjell. So those are now the two leaders of the race.
Yeah, that's what I would have done.
I don't know, like it seemed a bit too early, and as you can see, those people are going on the hard tires, except for Keys. He's going on the mediums. So it's going to be a bit of a stretch for him. We can see P. Suarez also goes into the pit then, and that will have to be hards for him.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they should have stayed out. I don't really see why they would have gone in just for the hards. Medium's going to be so much better when they come out.
I mean, I gotta agree with that. The hards are... there isn't any pretty way of saying it. They're trash. They're really not good to be on, but for our sake, though, it could shake it up a little, give us some interesting battles later on, so...
Well, one thing I have noticed, I don't know if it might do, but the sky's gone very dark. And I mean very dark in the past 2 laps. Could we see some rain?
You know, you do have a good point there. There isn't any sun visible at all, so maybe. Could be. However, I highly doubt it would be any rain coming though, with Trap and Patuka, who were fighting for podium positions. Going on hard tires would be strange if they would do that big of a mistake.
I don't know, maybe it's right at the end. Seems a bit... Well, it seems very dark at the minute though.
Unless it's right at the end, yeah, but then it might as well be good to just keep normal strat and go on the mediums. I don't know. Difficult to say. As Mr. B-Boy Worm has gone in now to fit on a set of hards.
Yeah. Interesting that he's gone on the hards though. I think it would have been a stretch, but I think he could have made it from lap 8 on mediums.
Yeah. I would have gone with the mediums as well.
Yeah.
No chance I would be touching those hards.
No,
they just feel too bad to be up. But look at this though. Sam T on the back of Jibuk now. Sam T on his mediums. Those mediums should feel a little bit better than those softs for Jibuk. However, a very bad exit from Spoon from Sam T there.
Yeah, well, he's going to pick up the DRS anyway. I don't exactly think. Well, I think all of these cars should be put in. Never mind, Dowdek has decided he wants to prove me wrong.
I don't know. It feels a little weird that they continue. At least both of them, because one of them
safety
now.
Car.
Oh,
Unbelievable!
And
I don't know who caused it. It might have been P. Suarez. He was rounded the hairpin, and there's a safety car.
A safety car now. That is not good for neither Trap or anyone else who's pitted onto hards. It is very good for Langfield, who pitted onto mediums right now. It is not great for Davidek and Maruto, as they will be losing some positions, won't they?
Yeah, quite interestingly, everyone who paid has gone on. Well, everyone who's paid other than Headshot, and I'm guessing Mr. B-Boy Worm, who's going to pick for medium. So, yeah, both Mercedes went for hards. Oh wait, never mind, they were already on mediums. My bad. Jabuk though, I think he was on softs. No, wait, let me just check. Yeah, Jabuk was on soft, so yeah.
Strange decision from him. But nonetheless though, Langfield pitting under that safety car has moved him ahead of Patuka now. So he is in net P2, I believe. It depends a little on the two McLarens when they pit, but I do believe they should come out behind these guys.
And on mediums.
And on mediums, yeah. So right now, Langfield is sitting in a decent position. However, Trap has shown tremendous pace today, though. So still not sure if even a quicker tire compound can make up for it for the others.
Yeah, I'll tell you someone who this hasn't helped. Sam T, doing very well in his reverse strat, and then obviously the
yeah, and then ending up on hards for him.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no! Wait, I thought I saw him going on softs for a moment. I would have been catastrophic for him. But let's see.
He's quite close with Davidek. He's coming out in P2.
He's coming out just ahead of Langfield, though. So the only one who's really lost out at this point is actually Patuka and Marut. Marut obviously having to double stack. I don't understand why one of the McLarens didn't pit at least.
Yeah, and weirdly, Jabuk has now just come in for mediums.
Well, he started on mediums, didn't you say?
No, Jabuk started on the softs and then went to hards. And now he's gone back on mediums. Well, gone on to a new set of mediums.
I must have gone on hards by mistake in that case.
Yeah.
However, with this though, Davidek and Trap, it was a big difference between them in quality, but Davidek is on a much better set of tires now though, so it could be interesting to see, especially the first few laps.
Yeah, and as I said, it's quite hard to overtake, so maybe and hopefully this will be a good battle between these two. Obviously, Dowdek on the softer compound should have it all to do, but yeah, hard to overtake, so well, just be very interesting from what we can see.
You know, now that I'm assuming that everyone is going to the end, as we can see, Keys have won with a 3-second penalty, and same with for Suarez. But what I was actually going to say is that we can have a look at the position changes, and as we can see, Langfield having a great race so far, 4 positions up at this moment. Then Patuka, Keys and Marut all 1 position down. Keys though, very good actually. He's back up around the place he was when he ended up low mowing on the first lap.
Yeah, brilliant recovery at the minute from Keys.
And Sam T, who's unfortunately been denied his wish to go on the softs for the end, still up 8 positions at this point. Jake Harty up 5 positions, and Jabuk up 1 position, and then Obviously, the big loser at this point seems to only be Headshot Lassie and Coalsnick, but Coalsnick is out as well. So a lot of winners, but not a lot of big losers.
Not a lot at all. I'll tell you something. Keys has actually been very fortunate with this safety car, because obviously he picked around the same lap as Trap and Batuka, but went on the mediums. But obviously, yeah, they went on the hards, but obviously this safety car's going to aid him.
Yeah. He should, I mean, he should probably make it to the end now.
Yeah, I think now he definitely should.
I think it was a little bit more of a question mark before this safety car, but now with him getting some slow laps between the safety car, I think he should make it.
Yeah, I do agree. And now that is P Suarez caught for the back of the grid, so safety car should be in this lap.
Should be in this lap, but it is Codemaster, so you never know.
Oh, safety car out for another 14 laps.
You know, surprisingly, I actually saw a safety car glitch the other day, you know.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm not saying that it's gonna happen now, because like I've only seen it happen once on this game, but I do remember seeing it. Oh, I can't remember what day it was. Or what race it was.
Well,
I think it was Jared's race or something. But anyway.
That's late. That's really late.
That is really late by the safety car. And Trap doesn't get a lot of room to play with as he's now slowing, and he's gone already. That is quite an early... He's gone quite early there. And he hasn't really managed to catch anyone off guard, and we can see that Davidek is still right behind him. However, a little further down the grid we have Marut going side by side with Sam T, I believe it was, who lost out there. The Headshot Lassie is also making some moves.
Brilliant
Jake
move.
Hardy being put under pressure by Mr. B-Boy Worm on those quicker medium tires, and Mr. B-Boy Worm! And what a save in the end. Manages to keep that track away from any walls.
P Suarez nearly lost it on the left-hander. It's not been a good race for him so far.
One thing's for sure though, after seeing that restart, the drivers on the hard tires are really at a disadvantage here, and we can see that Patuka is struggling as well. He's getting passed by Keys, and he's under a lot of pressure from Marut as well. But look at this though, Patuka, he's gonna try to go down the inside and spoon on Keys, and ooh, that was close between Keys and Patuka there. A lot of fierce fighting here now.
Patuka straight back down. Oh, side by side.
But Keys is not backing out though. However, with Patuka having the inside line into the Casio triangle, you can see that he gets the position, but with those tires though, will he be able to get a good enough exit here? You can see Keys still right on Patuka's back. God damn it, look at Trap though, he's almost pulled Davidek out of the DRS already, even with Davidek being on the quicker tires.
Quite interestingly though, Davidek's got 30% more ERS.
That could be some of the reason why he's pulled, why Trap is pulling away then, but still.
Yeah,
I would not count Trap out of it as he's been so dominant so far in this race. But look at this though, Keys trying to find a way past Patuka, can't really get past there. Now heading down towards Spoon, and look at the gap between Patuka and Langfjell. He's really holding up all the medium runners here. And Keys looking for it into Spoon here. Or he backs out, and he's gonna try to go for another move into 130R, I think. Keys though, he's almost fried off all his ERS at this point. Oh, and he's around.
Oh, he's upside down.
How did he end up that quickly into the wall?
Well,
That was a strange one, but considering everyone's passed, there's going to be no VSC or no safety car at all. So the drivers keep going. It looked like it was going to go fine, but I don't know. It looked very strange in my opinion.
Yeah.
Look at this though, Marut. He's going to be the next one now to try and get past Patuka, as Sam T is also holding up a couple of medium runners behind there. As Patuka picks up a time penalty, and that's not going to help him.
Mr. B-Boy Worm is around as well. Unfortunately for him.
Not going to be any points on him today, as it seems right now. 10 points behind, even 12th place. But Marut though, right on the back of Patuka, and Marut has a lot of battery to play with. And you can see him now, he's going to use some battery down this straight towards 130 yard to make sure that he gets as close as possible before the start-finish straight. Or he might actually even go for the move into Casio Triangle. He's looking for it, almost goes into the back end of Patuka. And now down the start-finish straight with DRS, he should have this move done quite easily. As he's pulling alongside and on the inside line, he should have no issue making this move.
Jabuk as well. Oh, they're going to go side by side, him and Sam T. Yeah, Jabuk nicely does it round the outside.
As Mr. B-Boy Worm has decided to retire in the pit. Decided there wasn't any points on the table for him anymore, and well then nicely just called it a day. Patuka though starting to slip a little away from Marut. I don't think he's gonna stick with Marut for much longer. You can see it especially in the slow corners that he doesn't have the rear end grip as Marut has. Sam T is he's sticking way better with Jabuk than Patuka is with Marut though. However, Jabuk is now catching up to Patuka. Jabuk, should be said though, he has burnt off all the ERS he has at this point. And in the lead we can see that CPI Davidek is just sitting behind Trap Formula at the moment. And a battle for 9th. Bowers quite close to Headshot Lassie going into turn 1 there, but doesn't find the move this time. Ten laps left, Cameron. Do you think we'll see Davidek find a way past Trap Formula at any point?
I think we will. Trap's nearly got 40% more ERS than Davidek, sorry, he's only got 40% more ERS than Trap. So, I mean, as we've seen, Marut set fastest lap with a bit of ERS usage. I think Davidek does. Oh, well, obviously Davidek's got a lot of pace, so I think it won't be a long time before we start seeing Davidek applying pressure to Trap.
Interesting. Well, it seems pretty quiet up in the front so far. However, further down the field, though, it is everything from quiet. We can see that Jabuk, with that tiny amount of ERS he has, he's still trying to get closer to Patuka to get a move done at some point. I can guess that he has more pace on those mediums than Patuka has on those hards. However, with only 15% starting this straight of ERS, it's going to be difficult. Further down the field though, Bowers going for the move on Headshot Lassie into turn 1 and takes away 9th from Headshot Lassie.
Good move.
Good
See
move,
if
easy
he can
move.
catch up to Huberto Mancini.
I'm assuming that will be the idea for him. And look at this, Jabuk getting a little bit closer to Patuca. Still in that situation where he doesn't really have the ERS to do anything though, and he uses the ERS out of Degner too. Very strange usage there when he's trying to save.
Yeah. Quite interestingly, Dowerdeck's a lot closer to the trap on this lap.
He
Never
is,
mind.
but well, not anymore.
Correct.
Jabuk, however, he is close to Patuca. I'm just not sure if he has enough ERS to actually make the move.
Well, Patuca, it looks like Patuca doesn't have a lot either, so yeah, the red light's flashing. Maybe Jabuk is going to try it on the straight.
Could be, but let's see then. Jabuk on Patuca, down to turn 1. DRS open. Jabuk is going to try to move around the outside, and he swoops in. But look at the Patuca though, he's trying to hold it there. Little bit of contact mid-corner, I believe. But Jabuk gets the move done and moves up into 5th, and is now going to try to chase down Marut. However, 2.5 seconds up the road, so I think it's going to be difficult for him to chase down that.
Yeah, very good move though by Jabuk. Excellent drive.
Indeed, and not bad defending from Patuca either. He tried to hold it there. I just don't think he had enough grip to take as tight of a line as he did and carry enough speed at the same time.
Yeah, like we said, those hards are abysmal. Get them off.
They really are, and at this point they're even older than the medium tires everybody else is around on as well, so not a good combination for these hard runners. However, Trap Formula so far is making it work, but Davidek also still right on his back though.
Yeah, quite interestingly, Trap, well, on the straight, Trap used the last of his ERS, and it looks like he's using all of it here. Maybe, I don't know if Dowerdeck knows that the flashing light means under 10%, but, well, you can clearly see that there's a massive straight line advantage from Dowerdeck, so maybe he does
indeed.
know.
And well, we might see with that in mind, but first we have Bowers on Headshot Lessie. He's going to make the move back on Headshot Lessie and take that position back and move up into P9. In the meantime, P Suarez is just a spectator of this, while he's not able to make any moves himself. It's got to be quite frustrating for him, don't you think?
Yeah, I wouldn't like to be sat behind drivers. I want to be in the action until I spin, so...
Oh, and I think Sam T almost went for a move on Patuca into Degner 1. That would have been quite ambitious.
it's not really an overtaking position.
And I guess you could argue that if you're alongside, you're alongside, but in my experience, it doesn't matter how much alongside you are going into Degner 1. One of you are going off if you try and move there.
I do agree.
However, let's see on the two leaders then. Is Davidek finally going to go for a move? He is using ERS on the start of this straight. I'm not sure if he's actually close enough, but look at this though. He's closing quickly and into towards turn 1. Davidek on the outside. However, Trap is keeping it, and he's going to manage to stay ahead of Davidek. As that is
Suarez
crashing into the pit lane. Is that it?
I think it is. Oh. Well.
And
this is a spanner in the works.
And this is interesting, Cameron. 6 laps
Very
left.
interesting.
Who dares to go on the soft tires?
Yeah.
Obviously, they're much quicker than any tires everyone here is around on, but at the same time, those mediums, if you can just make them burk a few more laps, you can manage to hold on to positions ahead of soft runners as well. So
yeah. I think, well, Dawidek is going to be furious. That safety car's come out because Trapp had used all of his ERS. It looked as if Dawidek would have had him on the next lap, but
Yeah, it
maybe
really.
Trapp goes for the softs.
Well, I mean, this is one of those situations where it's really hard to judge, because if these two stay out but everybody else pits, then they run the risk of getting passed by a lot of people after the restart. But if these two pits and nobody else pits, then like it's the same as well. And Davidik decides to pit for the softs. Let's see, Langfjell stays out. Marut pits.
Double stack. Well, looks like it may be the right call. Everyone's coming in other than.
Oh no, and that is not good for Trapp and Langfjell.
Well, I thought a lot more people would have stayed out. Clearly not.
And this is, well, Headshot Lessie also stayed out, but this is like, this is when you know you've done the wrong decision by staying out, though. Because now, if Davidek had like 5 or 6 people to pass before he would be on the back of Trapp, then it would be worse. But now he only has 2 medium runners ahead of him.
Yeah. And the softs are like 2 seconds a lap quicker this time, especially to mediums. They're hard to like 3. So
it's gonna be interesting to see.
Interestingly, Jake Hardy stayed out as well.
He's not gonna have fun because he has soft runners on his tail already. So he's gonna see himself losing positions before turn 1.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
Possibly.
So at the minute, the safety car needs to come in within the next lap for Dawidek's sake. For Trapp's sake, the safety car needs to stay out for another 2 laps.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, Cameron, but Bowers and Patuka, they aren't far away from the field, so it should be staying out 1 more lap, I believe, but it's not gonna stay out any longer than that, I believe.
It depends if they catch up. May make a late call again.
It might actually go in already, yeah.
No, I think it's going to stay 1 more.
Well, let's see.
Yep.
It does stay out 1 more lap.
Quite weirdly, because Patuka and Bowers had caught up.
Indeed. However, though, 4 laps. 3 drivers on slower tires ahead. Well, 4 tires in total, but Jake Hardy is behind Davidik as well. And all these soft runners, this could be interesting, Cameron.
It depends how fast they are. Because Marut definitely shows that he has the pace. If he can clear Jake Hardy, then there's a chance of Marut for a podium.
I'm not gonna lie, I think both Davidik and Marut are gonna clear Headshot Leslie and Jake Hardy fairly quickly as they excuse me.
That's it. Don't die, that's what you got. It's ram full of action.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna die on you yet. a few more months. But nonetheless, though, Davidik and Marut have seen they've looked quick, both of them today, so I can't really see them staying behind the drivers ahead of them for long. And even with Langfield has looked quick as well, but not as quick as Davidik, and the tire advantage. I don't think Davidik is going to use much more than 1, maybe 2 laps to be on Trapp's back.
Yeah, interesting as well. Sam T. I think he showed that he does have pace when he was on the mediums, and then obviously the hards really didn't work out for him. But now he's on softs. I think Sam T could be within a shot as well.
He could. The only issue for him, I think, is that he has to clear soft runners, and that's really not going to be as easy, and especially not with Jibuk and Marut ahead of him, 2 drivers who looked quick early on in the race. So But yeah, I think Jay Carty is gonna drop possibly outside of points. I think Headshot Lessie and Langfield are gonna drop a few positions, and I think Trap is gonna drop a couple of positions as well. But here
Trap
we
went
go.
early.
Green flags, and look at this, Davidek already quite close to Headshot Lessie here. Not gonna do it into turn 1. However, Marut almost on Jay Carty. But let's see now. Look at Marut and Jibuk. Look how close they are to Jay Carty here. Jay Carty on those old hard tires, really struggling to have a little pressure. Oh, as Marut has gone wide, and he is out of the run for the podium at this rate.
That's not what Marut wanted.
Got a little bit too eager there. However, let's see then. Davidek on Headshot Lessie, and with a good exit out of this hairpin, he might even try for it. However, he's not going to try for it. Almost thought he was for a moment.
Move on. Well,
he does.
The others have burned their ERS, but yeah, he really needs to get a move on this Davidek, because otherwise he's not going to get the chance to fight Trap.
Jabuk is going to make a move on Jay Carty, going into 130R. Jabuk is looking for the outside line, then he backs out of it, but look at this, he switches back. He takes the outside line into the Casio triangle, and I think he's made the move work to take fifth away from Jay Carty. And what about CPI Davidek going down the main straight? He's going to go past Headshot Lessie, but Headshot Lessie is going to fight it. However, he will lose that position now as they go through turn 1, and you can see that CPI Davidek just has more grip, and now he's gonna take this S section, I guess, to catch up to Langfield before he's probably quickly gonna make a move at Langfield at the end of this lap. And with the gap up to Trap, he really needs to get a move on.
Yeah, it didn't help that he went around the outside of Headshot Lessie, and well, it looked as if Headshot made a last-ditch effort to try and defend his position on his old mediums. Yeah, it wasn't the best for Davidek. Yeah, he has to get on, like you said.
Now Jibuk is gonna, and look at this, Jay Carty already down to 10th. He's lost all of those positions. And look at this, Jibuk close to Headshot Lessie here.
Oh,
he might want, and that's a penalty for Sam T. And Jibuk clears Headshot easily there. Now up towards Davidek again, as we can see that he's right on the back of actually Patuka and Huberto Mancini side by side. Patuka is ahead. But what about Davidek now? On to the rear of Langfield. It's going to be an easy move for Davidek to pull ahead, and now he has one lap to catch as much time on Trap. And I don't know, Cameron, I don't think he has enough time to catch that actually. 2.7.
I think it's all over. I think he didn't use the softs well enough in the first part of what was the last 4 laps. I think he's cost himself the win today.
I think he... Oh, and look at this, Patuka and Sam T fighting, going towards Degner 1. Sam T's staying ahead, but Patuka is feisty on his rear though. And going into the hairpin, you can see Patuka taking a different line, trying to get a better exit, and Davidek, for that matter, he's not catching at all right now, Cameron. Almost like if he's given up. But look at this though, Patuka on the outside, Sam T on the inside, through Spoon. Sam T is going to be able to stay ahead for now, but Patuka is still there and he's not going to give up anything. And look at that, Huberto Mancini in the background as well, looking for a chance as Sam T is managing to stay ahead. And look at both these two, and Patuka right down the inside into the Casio triangle, doesn't manage to get the move properly done though, and Sam T stays ahead. But look at this, Patuka with a great exit there. And now down towards turn 1. Patuka is going to take the outside line. And look at Huberto Mancini as well.
Oh!
And Patuka has managed to make the move work and gotten past Sam T. And now Huberto Mancini is looking very feisty as well. He wants to find a way past Sam T. You can see Sam T holding.
He's got damage. Sam T's got damage.
Oh, well, no wonder he's struggling then.
Yeah, I don't know what he's picked up, but certainly got damage.
Let's see then, Huberto Mancini is also getting pressured by Bowers at this point. And I don't know, I think Sam T might be able to hold on to this 7th place, unless Huberto Mancini gets a really good exit from Spoon, which he kinda does as well.
Bowers has got the ERS though. Bowers, oh my, he's closing in rapidly. Bowers goes past Huberto Mancini already.
He is, but we're gonna have to switch to Trap Forma as he goes over the line to take the win here in Japan, as CPI Davidek takes the fastest lap and takes second, Langfield in third, Headshot Leslie in fourth, Jibuk in fifth, then Bowers takes sixth, Huberto Mancini in seventh, Patuka in eighth, Sam T in ninth, and Jay Carty will be the last one to take 10th, as he seems to be going for a hot lap here, Cameron. Gonna try to steal that fastest lap from Davidek.
It's going to be hard to doubt out. Had a very good lap. Oh, I think he got in the end.
Oh, I think he did.
Very close.
And by the way, I think Davidek kinda gave up on catching him because it looked like he just saved his ERS to go for that fastest lap.
I think he caused it himself. He should have used the softs, in my opinion, to their full use and got past.
Personally, I think he would have had to clear Headshot Leslie into turn 1 after the restart by having a better exit and just use some ERS. Then I think he would have had a much better shot, but he didn't, and Trap Formula shows why he's the championship leader, as he takes, well, I wouldn't say dominant win at this point, but a well-fought win for Trap Formula today ahead of CPI Davidek, who continues to show strong pace. Then TNR Langfield with an impressive 7th to 3rd today, before Headshot Leslie takes 4th, then Jibuk in 5th, Bowers in 6th, Huberto Mancini in 7th, Patuka in 8th, Sam T in 9th, and Jay Carty in 10th. And then DNF for Marut after looking like he was heading for a promising 3rd place for a while there, Cameron.
Yeah, I do agree. Unfortunate for Marut.
Pushed a little too hard over Dunlop there, but that's what happens sometimes. Then P. Suarez, after I believe crashing into the pit lane wall, also DNFing. Then Mr. B-Boy Worm, I believe, retired in the pit. Keys F1 and Kolsnik also both DNF'd in the end. And, well, not been a bad race in the end, Cameron.
No, actually, really exciting. Good action everywhere across the whole grid, so yeah, very good.
It really was. Could have been a little more action for first place, for the first place fight, but Trap was just he was a few notches quicker than everybody else today.
Yeah.
But Davidek did his best though, and he did give us some excitement for it. But I don't know if you have anything you want to add before we end it off, Cameron?
No, not really. Just good race.
Fair enough. Well, in that case, this has been PSGL F9 Round 8 in Japan, won by Trap Formula after showing dominance in quali, making the right decisions in the race, and also holding on to those hard tires at the end to win ahead of CPI Davidek. I've been Seti3 EXER, your commentator today, joined by Toxic Tomato. And
Yes.
with that, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more action, and hopefully I'll see you again next week. Good night.